Yo, PR, man, who's in whose house today, man? Not to mention you. This is your first time in whose house.
My first time in a long time here, bro.
I know. Even though, we've been in radio for like 30 years.
Yeah, bro, we've been doing this and we're back. Why are we so close though?
Because we're brothers in arms, literally. But one thing we have a connection with, we have a special guest. I don't know if he's related to that soccer player. He's not related to David Beckham, is he?
No, that's Beckham.
Oh.
This is BEKMAN.
Oh, this is BEKMAN. Oh, okay. I want to make sure.
Yeah.
Paul D. BEKMAN. Hello, sir.
Good afternoon.
How you doing, sir?
Are you comfortable to be hanging with us?
Esquire, feeling fine.
Esquire, right?
Absolutely.
This guy's a busy man. Who kid?
Oh, I'm so blessed to have this guy to hang with us. And one connection that we have with this guy is me and you.
Yeah.
We interviewed Donald Trump up here. You actually went to school with Donald Trump. Can we get immediately into that?
Sure, absolutely. So,
was this in Queens?
This was at New York Military Academy, Cornwall-on-the-Hudson, New York.
Okay.
And I went there because I wanted to go to one of the service academies, West Point, Annapolis, Air Force Academy. I didn't know any congressmen. I didn't know any senators. I was 16 years old. So if I went to a honor military school like New York Military Academy, I could compete nationally for an appointment to the academy. And I went there for my junior and senior year. And in my class was none other than Donald J. Trump. I knew him well. He knew me well. He was captain of the baseball team. I was captain.
Sports?
Yes.
Oh,
I was captain of the golf team. We were both on the football team. Little me was fast. He was a defensive end.
Get out of here.
And he was a very competitive guy.
Wow.
There's no question about it.
He was good at his sports.
He was good.
That's crazy.
But he was not great.
Not yet.
And if you ask him, he will tell you how great he is.
Right.
Yeah, that's Trump.
There are 94 kids in our class. So at the time that we graduated, there was a popularity poll amongst all of the students. I graduated first in the class, and I was voted most likely to succeed. Donald Trump became president of the United States 2 times. So they really screwed that up. And he was, I have to say for anybody who had met him, 6'3", 185 pounds, blonde hair, blue eyes. He was a handsome guy.
Yeah.
So he was getting all the girls back then in college.
No question.
And did he have the popularity of being like rich, famous family? Or
yes.
whatever?
Well, his father was a very, very successful real estate guy in New York City. And he would come up to the academy. I met his father a number of times. They were close. He was close with his father and his mother. But I think the military school was actually good for him because it had order, and you were required to stand in line. So I think that did help him.
Did he have a lot of orgies in school? No.
That I can't tell you. Not that I know of.
How do you look at it legally, how he got there? Like, how did he beat that?
Well, it's a very interesting thought, because when he ran for president, and he was a person who liked to be in control. He wanted to be the head. So it's very consistent with his personality, I think, that he wanted to be the #1 man in the United States. And as far as his winning, the first time around, right up to literally the day of the election, they didn't think he was going to win. And he did. But I think one of the questions that a lot of people are asking today is, well, he wants to run for a 3rd term. The Constitution says you can't do that. What if he decided that he was not going to run for president, but he would run for vice president, and there would be a figurehead for president? Now, I'm not trying to put something into his mind,
that
but
he can do. That he can do,
that
right?
he could do.
That he could do.
But this ongoing Baltimore Bridge case is just...
It was a real tragedy. I think, as most people know, a ship that was 945 feet long and carrying 4,600 containers left the port of Baltimore and ran into the Key Bridge, where 35,000 people a day drive across that bridge. Thank God, as terrible as this was, that this happened after midnight.
Wasn't so many cars on
Nobody, really, except for some workers, and they were all in a car. There were 8 of them, and 2 of them were able to survive. One ran off the bridge, and the other one went into the water, but was able to break the window and get out. Damn. But the other people in the 3 other cars, there were 6 of them, they died. I'm representing several of the surviving children of 2 families, and I'm representing Baltimore County. Baltimore County surrounds the area of the bridge, and they were affected by it. But one of the things that is important to know, we believe that this ship had problems with its propulsion. It had lost power before this incident occurred. A day before, 2 days before, the day of.
Yeah, because when it was going in towards the bridge, the lights went on and off, and
correct.
we saw that.
And they stopped. And what had happened is, when they left, they had tugboats helping them go out. Because if you go under the bridge and you get into free waters, you're going right into the ocean.
Escort.
Right.
Yeah.
And they help guide you out, and they are in the water, and they can assist you. They were dismissed when the ship started to go and leave the port. When the power went out again, they called back to try to get the tugs, but they were 3.5 miles back, and they couldn't get them. It was too late, and they hit the bridge. The litigation is ongoing. It's pending in the United States District Court in Maryland. It'll go on. There is a trial date in June of 2026. And there are a lot of lawyers working on this.
What's your biggest challenge dealing with this case?
Getting all of the information that you need. You know, one of the things when there's a lawsuit is you want to make sure you have all the information that's necessary to help you prove the case. And you can imagine how voluminous that information is. But
you said there's a maritime situation with that too?
Yes, and that's a good point, Whoo Kid. There is a law that says if a ship hits a bridge and causes damage, including injury or death, to individuals who may be on the bridge, the law that applies is not the law of Maryland, it's the law of maritime law, the law of the sea. And there is a big difference, particularly in relation to the individuals who died, who were married, who had spouses, who had significant others, who had children, because Maryland has, and New York does not have this, what's called a cap. It has a limit on damages. So in the maritime law, there is no cap. There is no limit on the damages. It's up to the fact finder or the jury to determine that. And that's a big, big difference. And that's a big fight that we have going on now.
It's a shame that lives have to be lost, but sometimes it takes a tragedy for us to realize that, you know what, we need to do something about our infrastructure. You know what, we need to do something about our planes. We need to do something about our helicopters, goggles, something like communication. It always takes a bad tragedy for us to really...
Yes, and by mentioning that, it brings to mind what happened in Washington, D.C.
And the Black Hawk thing, yeah.
With the helicopter and the plane bringing those ice skaters back.
You represent that case, sir?
So here's what's happening. Everybody died. Everybody on the plane and everybody that was in the helicopter.
Yep, 67 people.
And they all went into the water. Now, this is another one of those issues that has come up that may come to the fore, and I got a call about this, which is this. All of the bodies of all of the people were in the water. And the question becomes, what did they die from? Did they die from the explosion?
Oh, wow.
Or did they drown? And if they drowned, the law that would be applicable would be the maritime law.
But how do you sue the government with that? Because
So
that's
it's
a
a good
government
question.
lawsuit. You can't sue the
They say
government.
you couldn't
Yes,
sue the government,
you
but the people
can.
are suing the government. The government.
Yes, you
they said
can.
you couldn't, but you can.
You can.
Explain, please.
Okay. So just like laws in a particular state that may govern what happens, the United States has what's called the Federal Tort Claims Act, which permits you to sue the United States or an agency of the United States for negligence. So in this particular case, what we're reading is, and this one of the things that people have opined about, is that it was the fault of the helicopter here, not the fault of the aircraft. And that is the Army, and that is the government. And there is a Federal Tort Claims Act. So you say to yourself, well, it's the Federal Tort Claims Act, but what law do you apply? And the Federal Tort Claims Act says that you apply the law of the place where the incident occurs. However, there are also aspects of that that are maritime, law of the sea, where, for example, a Navy vessel might run into something like a bridge and cause damage, or a vessel that the United States has control over. So even though this happened in the District of Columbia, you can sue the government, and you don't get a jury trial. It's a non-jury trial, and you have to file suit within. You have to file suit within 2 years, not 3 years, which is the statute of limitations in Maryland. So there's a whole body of law and lawyers who handle Federal Tort Claims Act cases, and they're also what are called suits in admiralty. So all of these acts apply here.
I mean, there's a lot of conspiracy theories behind this crash. Can the government just make it go away?
No.
Okay.
Not this.
Not this one.
No way.
Yeah.
It's going to be there, and people are going to do what they can do to make sure that the people, the horrible thing that occurred, that the families are taken care of under the law.
So it's not like a movie. You know, you see these movies where the government hides everything, and it's like...
No, this is not.
It's out. It's out now.
It's out, and everybody's seen the videos. And there was a video from, I think, the JFK area, and then there were some, I think, individuals who may have been taking a video.
Yeah, randoms.
Just random things.
What are you talking about? The plane crash?
Yes.
Yeah, so many random videos.
They said there was one of the airport employees. They just fired him or suspended him because he leaked the footage, the video. Did you hear about that?
No, I had not heard about
Yeah,
that.
he leaked the video. He got fired.
So where's the video?
That was the video that everybody saw. So it's going to be hard, right?
Yes, that's out there.
It's out there.
It's out there, and that's going to be clear evidence.
But him getting fired, that tells you.
Yeah, right. What are you hiding, right?
That's some
He's probably-
conspiracy.
He'll go to a lawyer, this special lawyer. They fired him for telling the truth.
Right, because you leaked it. But he probably took a video of the video and put it out there. Maybe that's what.
Could be.
Right.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't want to get too deep into it, but you think there's a possibility there could be somebody on that plane that the government wanted out of here?
Oh, here you go. You
No, I don't know. That's what I hear. I don't know. That's what I heard.
Jason
right?
Bourne movies.
John.
Well,
What? But really, like, I mean,
So
how does
was
an
on that
accident-
plane.
hey, Whoo Kid,
How does an accident
you've
happen
got
like that? though?
great imagination.
Yeah, but
Somebody from the health insurance director was
when
on
was the
that
last
plane.
time-
Like,
come on, think about it. A Black Hawk, like
and he
helicopter.
had goggles. They had the night vision goggles on. They knew the plane was there. Like, I don't think we're ever gonna know really.
And in the video, you can see like the helicopter going straight into the plane. So it's just like this is like a $20 million plane that is just going straight into like a regular civilian plane. Like that don't make any sense to me. So that's why I'm like,
Yeah, well,
you have
that's-
to think about stuff like this.
And that's why they feel that the Army helicopter was at fault,
I got a dumb question though. If you were my lawyer, right, and I wanted to, like, you talk about maritime. If my wife goes missing in the ocean,
here we go,
and I need you, like, but
I
pushed her off, right?
Now you just said you pushed her.
I'm just giving you a scenario. Obviously, I'm not gonna say it. Right. Can I get away with that in America, not Thailand?
No.
Okay.
You go to Thailand and do it.
You can't. You mentioned a very interesting thing.
Thank you. I'm not going crazy.
Wait, listen what he said.
I'm trying to make people not go this route.
Yeah, right. A lot of people go on cruises. Okay? We know that.
Here you go. Let me tell you how to do it.
Okay. And when you go on a cruise, a lot of these cruises go down into leave from Florida. You know, and they go into the Caribbean, okay? Go into what's now the Gulf of America, as Trump has called it.
Okay. Right, the Gulf of America.
And incidents occur aboard the vessel, and people go overboard for one reason or another. And where that occurs because of the fault of a vessel, not because of an individual who does it.
So you can't say you pushed her.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I'm not gonna say that. I'm just telling. I have to be honest with my lawyer.
Well, now you said it on, you just said it on air.
The maritime law.
Oh, the maritime law
applies.
Quick one.
You know who Diddy is?
Yes.
Right. And he has all these cases. A lot of people are coming out cases. He has a lot of sexual harassment cases, a lot of rape cases that, allegedly. People are coming out and saying that he's done these things, drugged them, took advantage of them, a lot of baby oil. But this is why they didn't give him any bail.
And that video came out of him actually
beating. You talking about the
Cassie video? Yeah.
Yeah, but he never got charged for that.
Oh, he didn't get charged for that.
No, he never got charged for that.
Okay.
Yeah, so just like there are lawyers that do what I do on the civil side. Who knows what the exact facts are and what the proof is?
Right, you have to get all the.
You've got to get the information.
But one fact we have is his $50 million bail got denied. So is that bad? It's looking at that?
Good.
Okay. Once they denied 3 times, right? They denied his bail.
And it's probably because the multitude of the cases, the instances that you're talking about.
But have you ever heard that somebody offered to pay $50 million bail because they didn't ask for it? They offered it and. Being denied 3 times?
I think that the reason that it would be denied is because of the concern by the court that what was done, even though there was no decision, raises doubt as to whether or not it would continue and that person should not be released.
Right.
Wow. I never looked at it like that. Yeah. I'm over here thinking it's political or
I think it's there. It's for the benefit of not putting that person on the streets. Just like Harvey Weinstein, who was accused of doing all these.
Yeah, he didn't get. Did he get bail?
He did not get bail. And
Weinstein didn't get bail.
He's in jail again.
Right.
Oh wow.
But what was the other name? What's the other guy's name? No, Harvey.
You talking about Epstein?
Epstein. Yeah, he died.
Yeah, Epstein died in jail.
Yeah, he died.
We don't know how he died.
See, I don't want to get into the conspiracy stuff.
Yeah, he said, did they kill him? Right? They killed him?
I mean, all right, you're at your house sipping on tea and your crumpets or whatever, right? You're a rich guy. You see this, he supposedly got killed or he killed himself. What's the first thing that comes up in your mind? Is it like...
Somebody got him.
And you went to school with Trump.
I certainly did.
And speaking of Trump, let's go back to that. I want to ask a question because Mayor Eric Adams, his charges just dropped.
That's correct. Now, there was some talk about that before the election was final.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know what the relationship was of...
Because they were talking about Trump pardoning.
Yeah, but they dropped the charges.
But they just dropped. There wasn't no pardon.
Pardon him because he was not convicted.
Right.
So they dropped the charges. Now, you may say to yourself, well, Trump has this pending judgment against him, for fraudulently representing the value of Mar-a-Lago.
Crazy, yo.
And as a result, he is very, very upset about this verdict. But it's a state verdict. It's not a federal verdict. So there's nothing he can do about that. Now, I don't know. Do you think that has had some input with Mayor Scott so that Mayor Scott could somehow help him with this? But Mayor Scott is the mayor of the city of New York.
Mayor Adams.
Mayor Adams.
Right.
Of the city of New York,
Right.
not the state.
Not the state, right.
And the state is different than the city. Different.
I mean, once you become president, you can just pardon anything. Like, and
Well,
it's
you know what he
cleared,
did? He pardoned 1,500 people that were involved
Like
in the
rappers
January 6th incident. He's pardoned a whole bunch of different people. I mean, that was the first thing that he did. He said he was going to do it, and he did it.
Well, Biden,
People that
Biden
were
did too.
involved in the killing of police
officers.
officers
Yeah, that was crazy.
in the Capitol.
That
We
was
all
crazy.
saw the videos.
Yes, that was crazy too.
That's pretty horrible.
Joe Biden, former president, he pardoned Dr. Fauci, and he didn't have a charge on him.
No, I know. So he also pardoned his son.
Oh yeah,
But he had a charge on him. But he had a charge on him.
He did.
So how can you
is
pardon
wild.
somebody without the charges that Fauci didn't have?
That, you know, that relates to the ultimate power of the president being able to do that, like a governor in a state can do a pardon.
So the president could do anything he wants. You're telling me right now.
Not everything, but a lot of things, and he certainly has done a lot of things. And there's a lot of questions about some of the things that he's done that may have been beyond his ability and his right to do.
But being the criminal lawyer, if you know your client murdered like 100 people, how do lawyers compress
the
that?
lawyers are under a duty and an obligation.
So you have to be there
to not disclose.
That's crazy.
Information
What's it
that
called
a
again?
John,
that a client has told you. Client has told you that he killed somebody. You are not at liberty to disclose that unless the client gives you authority to do so. That is privileged information.
So one thing we got out of this whole interview, it doesn't matter how much money you have. That don't mean anything.
Everybody's treated the same under the law.
Wow.
You really think so? Now, hold on. Now, I was riding with you this whole time, Mr.
And that's the way it should be. That's the way.
Thank you on that case.
I don't want to get to O.J. Simpson.
But this was a great conversation. I enjoyed this.
My pleasure to be
questions
here.
and you answering them. Thank you.
I mean, we got a lot. We got, whoever's watching this is going to learn or how to ask, especially like how do we find lawyers like you, like. We have problems. We got a homie now.
Yeah, good call.
I'm here.
Mr. Beckman.
I'm going on a cruise trip. I'm going on a cruise
Be
ship.
careful.
I'm not going with
Maritime, baby. See ya.
EMG.